Imagine waking up in a small town outside Ouagadougou. There's a soft dust that hangs in the air at dawn, and farmers are already saying hello across the road as they head to plots that have fed their families for generations. Now, imagine those farmers hearing, over the radio or from a neighbor, that the government has just moved to block a huge chunk of foreign agricultural machinery imports. The first reaction is disbelief, followed by a pulse of worry. Tractors, harvesters, irrigation pumps, these are more than just machines. They're promises of easier work, a bigger yield, and maybe the chance to sell a little more at the market next season. It's only natural to react with concern. People worry about their livelihoods, about whether a decision made in a faraway office will mean less income and more grueling manual labor. But alongside the anxiety, there's another feeling: curiosity, and sometimes even pride. Pride that their nation might be trying to build its own capacity to keep money circulating locally instead of flowing out to foreign manufacturers. This dual heartbeat, anxiety plus hope, is what makes this story so powerful. It's not about abstract numbers. It's about hands in the soil, children at the well, and elders remembering seasons past. Let's put this into context. Burkina Faso has been pushing a major agricultural offensive, a government-led effort to modernize farming, boost production, and cut down on food imports. As part of this push, the state has been distributing farming and fishing equipment. These programs are making a real difference on the ground. So, when a headline announces that the government has blocked an amount equivalent to several $billion worth of foreign machinery, what does that mean in practice? For one, foreign suppliers and local importers are thrown into a scramble. Orders already on their way could be held up at ports, financial agreements might need to be renegotiated, and technicians waiting to service new machines could be left in limbo. Businesses that planned their growth around a surge in mechanization, from small agribusinesses to local cooperatives, could face painful delays and uncertainty. But on the flip side, this move could be a sudden, massive opportunity for local entrepreneurs. Repair shops might be flooded with older machines needing adaptation. Local fabricators could get calls to retrofit tools or even design new ones from scratch. Training programs could expand to teach people how to maintain equipment that was once serviced by foreign experts. It's a classic case of one door closing and another one opening, sparking potential for a wave of local innovation. Now let's look at the bigger economic picture. Burkina Faso's trade with major partners like China has been growing, but the country, like many in the region, operates under tight foreign exchange constraints. A significant cut in machinery imports would fundamentally change the balance of payments. On one hand, it could preserve precious foreign reserves and be presented politically as a bold step toward national economic sovereignty. On the other hand, abrupt restrictions can spook investors and traders who rely on predictability to plan everything from planting cycles to procurement schedules. Back on the farm, this is where you see both the human cost and human creativity in action. A smallholder farmer who was counting on renting a combine harvester might have to go back to using a sickle and gathering neighbors to help. That's exhausting work, but it's also community. It's people pooling their labor, sharing meals, and telling stories under a mango tree to keep their spirits up. Farmers I've spoken with often say that what they value most is reliability. Whether a policy is meant to protect local producers or force a shift toward domestic suppliers, the transition is what truly matters. If there's enough time, training, and credit to bridge the gap, many will welcome the change. But if the shift is sudden and unsupported, fear and frustration will spread like wildfire. Politically, a move like this makes international headlines. Foreign suppliers and partner governments would undoubtedly raise concerns. Regional trade partners would watch nervously, wondering what it means for them. But within Burkina Faso, in certain circles, it would be framed as a necessary and patriotic step towards self-reliance. There's a long-running conversation across the Sahel about reducing dependency on imports for essentials, not just machinery, but also seeds, fertilizer, and even livestock. This isn't a new idea. It's a recurring dream of sovereignty. We've seen similar signals before. For example, the government recently suspended broiler chick imports while it reviewed the poultry sector's needs and domestic capacities. This shows a willingness to use import controls as a policy tool to strengthen local supply chains. So, if you're a policymaker, how you roll this out determines everything. It can be seen as a strategic pivot or a clumsy restriction. If you provide credits for local manufacturers, offer maintenance training for farmers, guarantee purchase prices for their crops, and implement the changes in phases, you can turn this disruption into an engine for local value creation. But if you simply shut the gates overnight without a plan, you risk empty warehouses and, tragically, empty stomachs. International trade rules also play a role here. Burkina Faso operates within a web of regional agreements and import regulations that limit how and when a country can restrict goods. These policies, which include duties, exemptions, and temporary entries for equipment, can't be ignored without consequence. But in the face of these shocks, there's always a story of resilience. I remember a woman in a central market who once told me with a tired laugh that when the rains fail, they plant different crops, and when the roads close, they sell closer to home. Policy shocks bring out that same spirit of improvisation. Young people trained in welding and mechanics might start making more affordable farm implements. Cooperatives might crowdsource funds to buy shared equipment. NGOs and development banks might step in with financing aimed specifically at local manufacturers. These responses aren't guaranteed, but they are possible, and in Burkina Faso, they often arise out of pure necessity. Ultimately, the emotional core of this story is simple. People want dignity and security. Whether that comes from having access to the latest machine or from building a local economy that keeps money circulating within the community, the goal is the same. The real challenge for policymakers is how to honor that goal while avoiding the very real short-term pain that abrupt decisions can cause. A carefully staged transition with clear communication, strong support for local capacity, and safeguards for farmers would be the humane and strategic path forward. Abruptness without support risks leaving the very people you intend to help in a worse position. So, when you see a headline screaming about a multi-billion-dollar import block, take a moment to breathe. Headlines grab attention because they touch on something real: the intersection of sovereignty, economics, and daily life. But the true story unfolds in the small moments. A farmer watching the clouds, a mechanic learning to fix a new part, a trader calculating their margins, and a mother hoping next season's harvest will be enough to keep her children in school. This is where policy becomes human. And it's here, close to the soil, where the next steps will be decided, and where, if handled with care, new opportunities can be found, even in the midst of disruption. If you found this story insightful and want to stay informed on how nations like Burkina Faso are shaping their own futures, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth coverage. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective matters and helps spark real conversations. And don't forget to like the video if you believe stories like this deserve to be heard. Thanks for watching.